So I just give you a few ideas. Many people know about the encroachment, right? But here I just want to give you one small idea about this particular thing. So lake, like what is the lake? Lake have inlets. One inlet should be there, but maybe one or two, three inlets, right? Then we have a water area, which is called the full tank level most of the time. But again, there is a big definition, but I'm just giving that blue area is called the full tank level. Then after the blue area, the area is called the buffer zone, which should be 30 meters as per the geo. We do not have Lake Act in India. We have to work as per the geos, right? And most of the time, the lake depths can vary from 2.5 feet to 5 feet. But again, the situations are different. So when the lakes were created, say 2,500 years ago, the best case were there. Then slowly, there were the patta lands, government lands. So at present, if you see a lake, then lake have more inlets. The lake is not a complete government body. It is divided between the private body and a government body. Then there is an outlet, right? And then lake bund. One side is a bund. Now what happened? This is next year. So when you start talking about the restoration, in 2000, the HMDA has built this is called the peripheral bunding, right? And what they build it in the FTL only, right? So this is how a procedural encroachment is happening. I just want to show you, again, no complaints about it, but general people should know that when we talk about walkways, when we talk about the cycleways and motorways at the lake, how we are somewhere is part of this encroachment also. So on the name of the beautification, on the name of the walkway, right, a peripheral bunding of whole the lake has been done. Now, again, see, in year 2010, again, there is one more peripheral bunding is done, because the earlier peripheral bunding is not maintained. It is tear and wear or what has been happened. So again, one more peripheral bunding is happened. So every 10 years, you will find out, and government is doing the peripheral bunding in the FTL only, not in the buffer zone, right? And you will find out that wear is reducing, right? And you will find out that there is more buildings are coming up inside the buffer zone. Then in 2020, again, there is a peripheral bunding is happening, which walkway, cycleway, motorway, whatever you call it. And you find out the depth of the lake has increased. Earlier, it was 2.5 feet, and now the lake depth is 30 feet, right? So you see how the changes in the lake is happening continuously on the name of the beautification, and how we are killing the lake. So this is now the lakes are. So the lakes in the Hyderabad are more like swimming pools rather than a lake. When you do the rebiting and everything, the lake depth increased to a very long areas, and then the size of the area reduced to very less, and all the buildings cover up. And that is the reason why we have started that whenever there is a monsoon during the upper stream or even the downstream, houses are flooded with the water. So many of the issues are coming because we are converting a very big lake in a very small swimming pool. Right, so these are the very clean encroachment which is happening, right? So encroachment doesn't happen that a real estate person directly come up and fill the lake. No, encroachment happens procedurally, right? There is a proper procedure to actually encroach. So now you see the weir has reduced, right? If you might have observed, the weir size is also reduced, and the outlet of the lake is also reduced. Maybe the inlets number has increased. So this is just, I want to show you how the encroachment is happening. Okay. Now, as I told that now I am giving the solution that if my lake has no sewer diversion and if my lake has no STP, then how the water is treated. In the Neknampur Lake, we are continuously getting 23 MLD of sewage on the regular basis, right? And if somebody is interested, I'll show you the other parameters also, but the basic parameter is the BOD. So the BOD is consistently is 8, right? And the 3 to 4 BODs of the drinking water, and the 8 is the BOD of Neknampur Lake water. So this is happening because there are continuously treatment is happening at the lake, and this treatment is again very low cost, very efficient, and obviously low maintenance, but not zero maintenance, right? Definitely it has a maintenance. So when I talk about the integrated floating wetland technology, I actually basically talk about the aerators, floating treatment wetlands, biodiversity improvement, and definitely no bund rectifications. right? I really want that the walkway or the shore area of the lake should be as natural as possible. There should not be any rebating. Only the burnt site can be make a more stronger. Otherwise, the lake area or the lake shore area should have as much soil contact as much as possible. So these are the floating treatment wetlands. As I told, that first we have introduced in 2018, right, which was of 3,000 acres, and we got a good amount of visibility that time. And after that, we are regularly increasing the number as well as we are doing the changes in the material of this floating treatment wetlands. I'm continuously introducing the structure of these floating treatment wetlands and updating. So the floating treatment wetlands, how they work, right? So upper you have the plants, and they plants without the soil, they are floating on the water. So these plants have the capabilities actually. Again, just a small, everybody know, but still I'm telling that water is H2 is H2, right? When you add some contaminants or pollutants, we start calling as a sewage water. For me, I actually don't believe in the sewage word, right? I feel that polluted water and non-polluted water, that's it. And the moment you remove the pollution, it becomes a water, right? It's simple water. So in that case, I follow the simple principle, which is called the dilution is the solution of pollution. Right. So in this particular case, right, these plants are removing all the contaminants from the water on a regular basis and diluting the water. Apart from that, they are introducing oxygen also. So you see, right? So these become habitat also. They look beautiful as well, right? They are the habitat of the birds. And I really feel that I do not know, guys, like in the the way the dragonfly species is increasing in the Lake Nampur Lake is amazing. From last 3 years, we are actually counting the dragonfly number in the Lake Nampur Lake. And all the plantation, whatever we have done is from the Harita nurseries only. Right, there is nothing very great or some different planting. Is all the plants we have taken from the government nurseries. And at present, the Neknampur Lake has 1 lakh plantation, but the number of the dragonflies is amazing. So that may be the plantation on the floating treatment wetlands and the shore area, everything is counting. And the below, again, it becomes the roots becomes a food for the fish. So though it's a sewage water, but still you will find a good amount of the fish in the Neknampur Lake. This is everything I'm recording on a regular basis at the Neknampur Lake. So again, this is more detailed. If somebody is interested, then I'll detail out. Right, these are the performance analysis of the 50 FTWs, means floating treatment wetlands, at how much percentage they are reducing actually. Okay, so these are again the floating aerators. These are all the things I have created, right? Me and my team. So what happened when we started at the Neknampur Lake? What to do, right? People, nobody wants to do anything. And we have seen lots of WhatsApp warriors, right? WhatsApp warriors, Twitter warriors, Instagram warriors, but there is nobody interested on the ground level warriors. So if you see that I still have the volunteers, but they are more active on the social media. But if you tell them कि अच्छा भाई आ जाओ सफाई करते हैं चलो कुछ नया बनाते हैं, so nobody has that much of patience. This is true. Patience is something which is totally zero at present. So in those situations, what happened? I contacted in the village area of the Neknampur Lake, and from there I picked the fishermen which used to do the fishing in the lake. So those people have some attachment towards the lake. And then I start counseling them, convincing them. So these are the people which are actually helping. This is true. Right. So though I have a very long list of volunteers, but the volunteers are only weekend volunteers or 2 hours volunteers. Right. But I won't say that they are paying or contributing a very large. The contribution is actually these fishermen which are doing, which are helping me going for in the sewage water, whatever I'm telling them, they are doing, they are testing, they are bringing the water whenever I need it. They are monitoring. Now they are fighting with me as well. So in those situations, this particular team of the 21 people, which I have able to convince and contributed, is my strength. Truly speaking, this is the reality of my work. Right. So on the name of the volunteers, yes, I have a very big corporate volunteers, but again, that is only for the 2 hours volunteers, right? Change cannot happen with 2 hours volunteers. The people has to work regularly to actually bring the change. So I've told you, improve water quality, very less order. Some seasons we find out the order, otherwise most of the time there is no order in the lake. Better fish habitat. This is a continuously monitoring which is happening at the lake. So we have introduced the solar aerator also, but again, we are not very happy with this model. I really want to change in this. right? But yes, solar aerators, I really want to make this lake as an energy-free lake, which I'm continuously trying. So benefits I already discussed. The other benefits which I really want to discuss is that lake is a environmental engineering project, but most of the time people consider it as a civil engineering project, right? So I really want to tell them that no civil engineering is involved if I am working at the lake, right? So I do not want any civil engineers at present when I'm talking about the urban lakes. I really want only environmental engineers to understand what exactly is the lake needs, right? Then definitely maybe these are my experiences. If somewhere you feel that I'm wrong, please forgive me. So when I'm putting up my technology, I'm following all the Irrigation Act, Biodiversity Act, and Geo 168. We don't have to do any LDR or TDR to the patta owners, right? I hope if you people know that the government is doing LDR and TDR to shift them. In my case, in my treatment, you don't have to do anything like that. Leave it their land as it is. Biodiversity space, I'm totally considering, because we have actually breeding the turtles at the lake and monitoring them again. As I told, that turtles, tortoise, and what you call birds, reptiles, as well as dragonflies. Recently, dragonflies, what we have started, we are continuously monitoring, and some subsidies to the nearby communities to put the. This is something I'm working, but still I'm not very happy and I'm not successful in this. I really want that community should put the STP in their houses rather than putting at the lake, at the urban lake, right? But I'm trying to convince, but I'm not successful in this. No sewer diversion. I really do not want any sewer diversion at the lake. I do not want any STP at the lake. Immersion pond proper usage. So in the Hyderabad at present, we have 72 immersion ponds, but there is only Neknampur Lake immersion pond, which is very much properly used, right? Because we are, I mean, like an army, we protect the lake and we make sure that not a single idol should go at the Neknampur Lake, and everything go to the immersion pond. And the immersion pond water should go further into the Nala or somewhere else, again, not in the lake. Right, so these are the few things which is very strictly I'm happening.